Hello, everyone. It's Rachel, the baby's mom. Sorry, I'm babysitting right now. Got my niece and my nephews here with me, and there's Jack. But I just wanted to make a quick vlog to talk about postpartum depression. I've been hearing a couple stories recently about some moms with some things, and it just really reminded me of postpartum depression. And I feel like either they didn't realize they had a problem, they didn't want to admit that they had a problem, their spouse didn't see a problem. But postpartum depression is a really really real thing. 1 in 7 women get it. That's a lot. That's a lot of us. I know I went through it. I also have major depression, so I was just already kind of predisposed to it. But having twins and having HELP syndrome didn't help at all, because you already feel guilty when you have postpartum depression, but then the thought that my body betrayed me didn't help. And I feel like us NICU moms may also be more predisposed to it, and I'm not saying regular moms don't have a problem with it at all. I'm not saying that at all. But when we have these preemies, the guilt that we feel is tenfold. I know I personally have never felt like more of a failure than when I got sick and had to deliver my babies at 22 weeks. Because my body had failed us. But if you feel guilty like that all the time, you want to hurt yourself, you're not interested in your baby or your family or whatever, please reach out and get help. I had an amazing support system with my husband. Not a lot of people know this, but I actually went on suicide watch while I was pregnant too. So that was just my major depression kicking up with my hormones flaring. But I have an amazing doctor who I was open and honest with about how I was feeling and what I was going through, and she got me on baby safe antidepressants, baby safe anti-anxiety medication. My hospital kept me on it because they were afraid of me. My doctor referred me to a psychiatrist. I had already been seeing a therapist. Because if you know me at all, you know I'm very, very open about my mental health. Not afraid to admit that I have a problem. I have depression. I have had it for years now. I go back and forth whether or not I need medication. It just kind of depends on the season of my life I'm going through. It's everyone's battle is different though, and everyone's medications work differently. My medication worked for me in high school, then stopped working for me, and now it's working for me again. It's just the season of my life where this is what I need right now. But not everyone gets the same support. Not everyone has the same support system. I am very blessed with Ryan. He is an amazing husband. He is not afraid to be honest with me. If he sees me struggling, you need to go see Hiram. You need to call Hiram, my therapist, or you need to tell. The day that the appointment where I actually got put on suicide watch, he was with me, and I can't even remember if I was gonna say something or if he said it, but either way, it got said. And there is nothing wrong with having postpartum depression or depression in general. It doesn't mean you're crazy. It doesn't mean anything other than your hormones are going crazy. It's just how you were built. And, especially when you're Christian, the enemy likes to attack that even more. So it makes it even worse. And I'm not going to go on a crazy rampant speech about God will save you, because I've been there too. And I know that's the last thing you need to hear is prayer works. And it does, but you have to be in that space yourself. You have to believe it for yourself as much as other people believe it for you. So I'm not going to go on that spiel. Sorry, he's asleep, so I'm trying not to wake him up. But I do encourage you, talk to somebody you trust. If you don't have anybody you trust in your life, girl, call me. Because, like I said, I am one of the most open and honest people when it comes to my depression and what I've been through with it. I actually considered becoming a therapist myself because of all that I've been through. And wasn't just this, but this didn't help matters at all. But be honest with yourself. If you think that you know you love your baby, but for whatever reason you're just not feeling that connection, and maybe you're not a preemie mom, you had a beautiful pregnancy, and then that baby comes out and you come home and you're like, for whatever reason, I'm just not interested in this baby. Girl, that's postpartum, and you need to get help. Even if it's just to call somebody and be like, I need to talk. Because let me tell you, I can give you all the advice in the world, but you have to do it yourself. And I can tell you, like my doctor told me, go hold a baby that's less than a year old. Go do this, go do that. But if you're feeling that way, it's just not going to help. It's not going to just help. For me, it helped because I was a preemie mom. And I needed that reconnection with my babies to remember, oh yeah, it wasn't that I wasn't disinterested in them. I felt like they were disinterested in me because I had to have them early to save all 3 of our lives. But, there is no shame in being on medication. None at all. And if you're a breastfeeding mom, guess what? There are medications you can take that are safe. Because I know, because I'm on them. And my doctors wouldn't have kept me on them if they weren't safe. USA is a very, very progressive hospital when it comes to breastfeeding. They absolutely want you to breastfeed. They push you to breastfeed. Of course, they're okay if you don't want to, but I had a lactation consultant in my room discussing pumping with me before I was even fully awake from surgery. Thank God my husband was there. And they're following up with me every week that I'm there. How's the pumping going? Do you have any questions? So, if they're that progressive, they're not going to keep me on a medication that's not safe for breastfeeding. There is such thing. Now, I get that not every medication is safe for everybody, or not every medication works, because I've been there as well. But just talk to your doctor. And quite honest, and I'm going to be honest with you too, if you feel like if you get in with a psychiatrist and you feel like he's not doing anything, he or she's not doing anything for you, get a new one. Because I can tell you, I have been to a quack doctor. And I'm going to call him that. Straight up, brutal, honest. He was quack. He was throwing medication at me like he was throwing darts at a wall to see what would stick. And for an antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication to work, you have to be on it for at least 4 weeks. I'm talking I'd be on these medications for 2 weeks, say they're not working. Okay, we'll change it. He wasn't listening to me. He was just not doing anything. So I stopped seeing him. Went to check myself into the 72-hour hold and decided after talking to a nurse that may not be the best thing, but did get in with a therapist. And then when I got pregnant, was open and honest with my doctor, and she referred me to another psychiatrist who actually listens to me. I've only seen her once, but she listened to me. The only thing she did was, I think we need to up your medication, which we did, and I feel much better. But please, 1 in 7. This is not rare. This is very common. And it makes you, and it's not just like regular depression. It makes you don't recognize yourself. I know, because I didn't. And my sister warned me, and I still didn't recognize myself. So please, please, I'm begging you, talk to somebody. There's got to be somebody in your life you trust. Talk to her. Talk to him. I don't care. You have to go to your pastor. I don't care. Just do something, please. Please. For your best interest. Not even, yes, your babies, but you know what? It's the lesson I had to learn the hard way. Your babies need you healthy. So you have to take care of you, your mental health, before you can do anything for your babies. I take my medication, but I also go to the gym. And do other things like that to take care of myself. So that way when Jesse and Scarlett do come home, I can be the best mom for them. And I want you to be the best mom for your baby. So if it's not going to the gym, I get it. I mean, that's not everyone's thing. And I get it. I'm not going to push you to do gym. I'm just saying, do something to take care of yourself an hour a day where that's just mommy time. And I know it's hard. Make your husband do something. Make your spouse do something. It's not babysitting if you're the parent. We need to whip these men into shape, because guess what? If something happens to you, he's going to have to deal with it. So, an hour a day or a lifetime without you. He's going to have to figure that out. Alright? Talk to somebody, anybody. Why do you think I'm babysitting my sister's kids right now? So she can have a chance to get herself together. So she can have some time to herself. So, whatever you need to do, do it. And if you need to call somebody and you don't think you can trust anybody, you can trust me. So, shoot me a private message, whatever you need to do. Alright?